some factors, some points that are much more important, like empathy, moral, and communications were just as crucial as logistic planning. Hi everyone, my name is Diana. I'm recording this video for my MBI assignment for leadership class. I'm part of group 11. So last week, me and my team members just had a simulation where we need to reach a submit with our diverse goals and limited resources, and also our own capabilities and supplies during that journey. And my role uh, is was the physician. I'm the one who's responsible for carrying all the medications and water for the team. And my main goal was to ensure that everyone remained healthy and didn't need to be rescued before reaching the summit. If you who's here about my goal, I think it sounds very straightforward in theory, right? But actually during the journey it feels much more complicated for me. So as the journey began, I quickly realized that our resources were very limited. Like each medications I mostly only one, and I had to make tough calls about who and when that needs medications. Sometimes I had to choose between giving medication to someone in immediate need versus someone whose condition might worsen later. The challenge is I need to predict what will come in the future, whose condition that might get worsen, which is a bit tough for me. However, one of the moments that I felt proud is when I was giving an inhaler for my teammate, Vic. He's the environmentalist. So, turned out I gave him the inhaler at the right time, and it's actually a life-saving decision for him. So, I kind of proud of myself for making a right decision at that time. And jumping to the end of the story, so actually, unfortunately, only two members can reach the summit. The remaining three of us, including me, sadly, didn't make it. So the three of us couldn't make it because of our mental. So we all mentally drained. So it wasn't due to the physical capability alone, and I think one of the factor that impacting our mental is because of the diverging personal goals among team members. It could become very overwhelming. Plus we have some external factors that we didn't expect that will come, like extreme weather, or um like like a surprise challenge in the middle of the journey. It could be frustrating and very challenging during the time. So I learned that we need to have the ability to adapt very quick and respond the everything that comes suddenly, uh, out 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 of our expectation, like very quickly. And yep, overall, if I reflect everything that I learned on leadership theories, I learned that some of these theories were very critical during this experience. First is situational leadership, and then transformational leaderships, which those both come into play more than I expected. In high pressure, for the example, in high pressure moments where everyone had their own conflicting objectives, I had to learn to put aside my ego, actively listen, and focus on the collective mission. This where emotional intelligence and adaptive leadership can make a difference. So, understanding team dynamics and knowing when to step back or step up was very vital. And if I ask myself, did my leadership approach evolve during that time? The answer is absolutely. Because at the beginning, I was focused primarily on task execution, uh, which I focused more on making sure making sure that the team had enough medicine, tracking health status, something like that. But as the journey continued, I realized that actually there are some factors, some points that are much more important, like empathy, moral, and communications were just as crucial as logistic planning. So, my leadership has become more people oriented rather than just goal driven. And if I revisit and if I reflect back, are these lessons directly applicable in my real life? I think yes. As I work as an international sales executive for a Japanese beauty company here in Malaysia, where I manage distributors across different countries, um, it um it makes me think that it's actually just like the first team, the team during the simulation. These distributors have their own local goals, constraints, and their personalities. What I've learned from the simulation is that leading across diverse stakeholders requires me to be more empathetic, more flexible, and more strategic in aligning individual motivations with a shared long-term vision. It also taught me that resilience, not just mine, but the team's, is built through trust and collaboration, not control. And if I were to change one thing about my leadership style after this simulation, it will be delegate more and trust the process. I realized that I had a tendency to take too much responsibility on myself. So sometimes I'm being so hard for myself, wanting to I fix everything to make sure that everyone is okay. I forget about myself. But it's actually not about not being selfless. Being selfless is actually consider about yourself as well, because if you don't consider yourself, sometimes it can make it harder to reach the goals. And I think what I learned, uh other thing that I learned is leadership also means empowering others, letting go of control, and trusting your team to make a good decision. Moving forward, I want to create more space for shared leadership, not just in theory but in practice. So I feel the importance of listening the other member is really valuable. And so to give a conclusion, I think the Everest simulation that we had, it is not just a task for decision making or survival. It was a mirror that reflecting back my strengths, my importantly, but more importantly, my blind spots. But and I'm very grateful that now I acknowledge more about my strength, my weakness, what do I need to improve, how to be better in the future in terms of leadership. And it's actually a moment of realization for me to listen more and also to take care of my own self as well while I'm trying to take care of other people, something like that. So I'm very grateful to have this class and to have this simulation. This is really how to say, like a life changing experience for me. uh, so that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.